You can pray and gain nothing. You can give charity and lose it all. You can sacrifice and still be empty. You can look religious, sound sincere, stand with the righteous, and still miss the point. Why? Because before Allah looks at what you did, He already knows why you did it. Before the action appears, before people praise it, before anyone sees it, there is something hidden, quiet, invisible, but powerful enough to change everything. Your intention. Because actions are judged by intentions, and every person receives what they intended. So two people can do the same thing, stand in the same prayer, give the same amount, say the same words, walk the same road, and yet they are not the same. One rises, the other gains nothing. Same action, different heart. Same movement, different destination. That is the secret of intention. It can take something small and make it greater than mountains. And it can take something huge and turn it into dust. Because your action is the body, your intention is the soul, and sincerity is what gives it life. Without intention, an action is just movement. A body without a soul, standing, speaking, giving, working, but empty. And with the right intention, even ordinary life becomes worship. A person eats so he has strength to worship. A person sleeps so he can serve better tomorrow. A person works so his income is halal. A person studies so he can benefit people. The action looks normal, but the intention lifts it. Same life, different heart, different value. That is the power of intention. It turns routine into worship. It turns ordinary moments into something sacred. But listen carefully. Intention does not only raise actions, it also exposes them. And this is the part that should scare you. Because you can do something beautiful for an ugly reason. You can help someone just to be seen. You can speak truth just to be admired. You can give just to be praised. You can worship while secretly worshiping the image of yourself. And people may never know. They may call you generous. They may call you righteous. They may call you brave. They may call you knowledgeable. But Allah knows. There will be people on the day of judgment who looked great in the eyes of others. A man who appeared to sacrifice everything. A man who appeared to teach knowledge. A man who appeared to give generously. From the outside, they looked like the best of people. Sacrifice, knowledge, charity. But then the hidden truth was exposed. One wanted to be called brave. One wanted to be called learned. One wanted to be called generous. And they were told, you received what you wanted. People praised you. People saw you. People gave you the title you were chasing. But Allah was not your goal. Think about that. A deed can be massive and still collapse. A life can look impressive and still be empty. Because the action was for people, not for Him. This is why intention is not a small detail. It is not decoration. It is not something you add at the end. It is the beginning, the direction, the hidden center, the thing that tells your action what it really is. Even sacrifice itself is not about what people see. The meat does not reach Allah. The blood does not reach Allah. What reaches Him is what was inside, the surrender, the sincerity, the hidden truth of the heart. So maybe the real question is not, what did you do? Maybe the real question is, who was it for? Because people see the sacrifice, Allah sees the intention. People see the charity, Allah sees the heart. People see the prayer, Allah sees why you stood, and that changes everything.
You can hide your intention from people. You can dress it beautifully. You can convince yourself. But you cannot hide it from Allah. Whether you hide what is in your heart or reveal it, Allah knows it. That means your intention is already known. Before anyone claps, before anyone criticizes, before anyone misunderstands you, before anyone praises you, Allah already knows. And that should comfort you and terrify you. Comfort you because maybe people never saw your sincerity. Maybe no one thanked you. Maybe no one noticed. Maybe you tried and failed. Maybe you wanted to do more but could not. Allah saw it. But it should terrify you because maybe people praised what Allah rejected. Maybe people admired what was poisoned inside. Maybe people thought it was for Allah, but you knew it was for yourself. That is why intention must be protected, not once, again and again. Because intention changes, it shifts, it gets polluted. It starts pure, then praise enters, attention enters, ego enters, and slowly the action continues, but the direction changes.
You still pray. You still give. You still speak. You still serve. But now, you are looking sideways. Who noticed? Who appreciated it? Who mentioned my name? Who saw me? That is when the soul begins to leave the action, and only the body remains, moving, but empty. This is why sincerity is so difficult. Not because the action is always hard, but because the heart is slippery. It can betray you quietly. So before you begin, ask, why? While you are doing it, ask, why? After it is done, ask again, why? Because it is not only how you start, it is how you continue. And sometimes, the smallest deed with a pure intention can outweigh what looks enormous. A person may intend to do good, but be unable to do it. No opportunity, no strength, no money, no opening. And still, Allah writes the reward, complete, not partial, not almost, complete. Because Allah saw the heart move. Allah saw the direction. Allah saw the desire. You may not have reached it, but your intention already traveled. There were people who wanted to go forward. They wanted to join. They wanted to strive, but they had no mount, no provision, no way, and they wept, not because they were lazy, because they were sincere. They were left behind physically, but not spiritually. Others walked valleys. Others crossed distance. Others carried the visible burden. But those who remained behind were still counted, because their intention was with them. They did not walk, but they were written. They did not cross the valley, but their hearts had already gone. That is mercy, and that is hope. Because maybe there are things you wanted for Allah, but could not complete. Maybe you wanted to memorize Quran, but life became heavy. Maybe you wanted to give charity, but you had nothing. Maybe you wanted to serve, but the door closed. Maybe you wanted to seek knowledge, but responsibility held you back. Do not underestimate a sincere intention. Even if your feet never reached it, your heart may have already gone. And Allah knows. A person may leave his home seeking Allah, but death comes before he arrives. He begins, but does not finish. He is on the road, but the road ends early. And still, his reward is written. Why?
because his intention had already arrived, even if his body did not. This is how Allah deals with sincere hearts. People measure results. Allah sees direction. So do not say, "I failed." Ask, "Was I sincere?" Do not say, "I could not finish." Ask, "Was I truly on the way?" Do not say, "No one saw." Allah saw. And if it was for him, it was not lost.
But there is another side. Just as intention can save what you could not complete, it can destroy what you proudly completed. That is the balance, hope and fear. A small deed for Allah may outweigh a mountain done for people, and a mountain done for people may become nothing. So look at your life, your work, your prayers, your giving, your content, your words, your relationships, your sacrifices, and ask the question you may be avoiding. Who is this really for? Is it for Allah or for the feeling of being seen? Is it for reward or for reputation? Is it service or image dressed like truth? Is it truth or ego dressed like truth? Is it worship or performance? Because if your intention is wrong, you can walk the right path and still end up lost. And if your intention is pure, even an ordinary path can lead you to Allah. This is the tragedy of our time. People perfect the outside and forget the inside. They polish the image but neglect the intention. They build public lives and lose private sincerity. They become visible but empty. And Allah is not impressed by appearance. He is not deceived by performance. He is not moved by applause. What rises to him is truth, sincerity, taqwa, the hidden direction of the heart. So before you post, before you speak, before you give, before you worship, pause and ask, Allah, is this for you? Not for praise, not for attention, not for status, not for people to remember me, not so I can feel better than others, for you. And if it is not pure, purify it. If ego entered, remove it. If praise attracted me, protect me. If I started for you but drifted toward people, bring me back, because I do not trust my heart without your help. That is real sincerity, not pretending your heart is pure, but knowing it needs protection. Before you leave, ask yourself one thing. What in your life needs to be purified for Allah? Your prayer, your giving, your work, your content, your relationships, your knowledge, your silence, your sacrifice. Because one day, everything visible will disappear. The titles will disappear. The followers will disappear. The praise will disappear. The reputation will disappear. Even the actions people remembered will be weighed by what they never saw. Your intention. No one heard it. No one saw it. No one clapped for it. But it decided everything. People saw what you did. Allah saw why you did it. So fix it before the action, protect it during the action, purify it after the action, because before anything else comes intention. And in the end, you will not only be faced with what you did, you will be faced with who you did it for.
Some intentions never reach the world. No one sees them. No one praises them. No one writes them down. They do not become headlines. They do not become stories. They do not become achievements. But Allah sees them. And maybe that is enough. Because not every sincere intention becomes a visible success. Some intentions stay hidden. Some are buried under responsibility. Some are delayed by poverty. Some are stopped by illness, some are cut short by death, and some continue through someone else, through a child, through a student, through a word you planted and forgot, through a sacrifice nobody understood, through a road you opened but never walked yourself. Because sometimes you do not become what you intended. Sometimes your intention becomes someone else. A father may never study, but he wants his child to learn. A mother may never memorize, but she raises someone who does. A teacher may never see the result, but one sentence from him lives inside a heart for years. A person may spend his whole life trying to reach something for Allah and die before the door opens. But Allah saw the direction. Allah saw the sacrifice. Allah saw the intention, and that matters. Because actions are judged by intentions, and every person receives what they intended, not only what they finished, not only what people counted, not only what looked successful, but what was carried inside the heart. People may say, "He didn't make it. She never reached it. They failed." But with Allah, they may still be counted among those who were on their way to Him. That changes everything. Because a person may leave his home seeking Allah. He takes the first step. He leaves comfort behind. He starts the journey. But before he arrives, death reaches him. The world may say, "He never made it." But Allah does not measure like the world measures. He started for Allah, and that intention already had weight. Sometimes, the body does not reach the destination, but the heart already has. And this is where many people misunderstand life. They think, if I could not finish it, it meant nothing. But with Allah, a sincere intention is never nothing. The prayer you wanted to wake for but sleep overtook you. The charity you wanted to give but poverty held you back. The knowledge you wanted to seek but life became heavy. The service you wanted to offer but the door closed. The change you wanted to make but you kept struggling. If it was real, Allah saw it. What people never saw was never hidden from Allah.
There is a person who sleeps, intending to rise in the night. His heart wants to stand, his soul wants to pray, but sleep overcomes him. He wakes after dawn, and maybe he feels like he lost. But Allah saw what he intended before his eyes ever closed. Even sleep could not erase the intention, because before his body rested, his heart had already turned to Allah. And there is something even deeper. A person may sincerely ask Allah for the rank of the martyrs. He may never enter a battlefield. He may never be seen as brave. He may die quietly in his bed. But Allah knows what lived inside him. Allah knows what he would have given if the door had opened. Allah knows what he carried, even if the world never saw it. So do not measure your life only by what happened. Measure it by what you truly carried for Allah. But listen carefully. Intention is not fantasy. It is not pretending. It is not saying beautiful things while living in the opposite direction. A real intention leaves marks. It changes choices. It costs something. It follows you. It refuses to let you live the same way. A real intention does not disappear when things get hard. It keeps pulling you until something changes. And sometimes, it follows your children after you. Imagine a man who never received what he dreamed of. He wanted knowledge, but poverty stopped him. Responsibility stopped him. Life carried him somewhere else. Every morning, he left tired. Every night, he came home tired. His hands carried work. His face carried years. But inside him, there was a dream that refused to die. He could not open the books himself, so he opened a road for his child. He worked quietly, sacrificed quietly, prayed quietly. No one called it noble,
No one made a story out of it. To people, he was just a man trying to survive. But in his heart, there was a niyyah, a direction, a hope. Maybe my child will reach what I could not. And years later, that child opens the books, learns the words, carries the path, studies what the father never could. And people look at that child and ask, how did this happen? But maybe the answer began long before in the tired hands of a father no one noticed. Maybe the child's path was watered by the father's intention. Maybe the knowledge people saw in the child began as a silent prayer inside someone else's heart. That is the hidden life of intention. Sometimes the fruit grows far from the tree that planted it, and the one who planted it may never taste it in this world. But Allah does not forget.
This is why you should never underestimate a sincere intention. Maybe your intention will outlive you. Maybe your prayer will become someone else's path. Maybe what you could not finish will be completed through someone you helped. Maybe your child, maybe your student, maybe someone who heard one sentence from you and carried it for the rest of his life. The world only sees the final person standing. Allah sees every hidden hand that brought him there. Not everyone sees the harvest. Some people only plant. Some people only water. Some people only protect the seed from dying. But with Allah, none of that is lost. Even in the most visible acts of worship, Allah reminds us that the outer form is not what reaches Him. The meat does not reach Allah. The blood does not reach Allah. What reaches Him is what was inside, the surrender, the sincerity, the hidden truth of the heart. And that is the difference between a dream and a niyyah. A dream may stay in your imagination, but a true intention moves your life. It makes you give something. It makes you leave something. It makes you endure something. It makes you choose differently when no one understands why. A real intention is not proven by how loudly you speak about it. It is proven by what you are willing to carry for it. So if your intention is for Allah, let it shape you. Let it change your choices. Let it guide your sacrifices. Let it survive disappointment. Let it continue even when the results are hidden. Because maybe the result was never meant to appear in your hands. Maybe it was meant to appear after you. Think about the people who shaped your life. Maybe they never saw what you became. Maybe they never heard you thank them. Maybe they never knew that one word they said kept you from giving up. Maybe they corrected you once, encouraged you once, prayed for you once, opened a door once, and then disappeared from your life. But something they gave you remained. This is how intention travels, quietly, from heart to heart, from one life to another, from one sacrifice to a future no one can see yet. A teacher may think, I only said a few words, but those words may become someone's return to Allah. A mother may think, I only raised my child, but that child may become a source of guidance. A father may think, I only worked, but that work may have carried a generation. A friend may think, I only helped once, but that help may have saved someone's faith. Do not belittle what is sincere. Small things are not small when they are for Allah.
But there is a warning here too. Not every desire is intention. Not every wish is sincerity. Not every emotional moment is truth. A real intention has direction. It may be weak, but it is honest. It may fall, but it returns. It may be delayed, but it does not disappear. It asks something from you, and that is why you must protect it, because intention can change. It can start pure, then become polluted. It can begin for Allah, then slowly turn toward people. Praise enters, ego enters, the desire to be seen enters, and the action may continue while the soul begins to leave it. So renew it, quietly, again and again, not because your heart is false, but because your heart is fragile. Say, Allah, this is for you. If it becomes mixed, purify it. If I drift, bring me back. If ego enters, remove it. If I never see the result, accept the intention, because I do not trust my heart without your help. And then keep walking. Even if the road is long, even if people do not understand, even if the result is delayed, even if you never see the harvest, because maybe your job is not to finish the story. Maybe your job is to begin it sincerely. Maybe your role is to plant. Maybe your role is to protect the seed. Maybe your role is to open the door for someone else to walk through. And if it was for Allah, none of it disappears. So do not say, my effort is small. Make the intention sincere. Do not say, I could not finish. Maybe Allah wrote the journey. Do not say, no one saw. Allah saw. Do not say, it did not matter. If it was for Him, it mattered. Because intention is the invisible thing that can outlive your body, expand beyond your ability, and reach places your hands never touched. Before you ask, what can I do? Ask, who is it for? Before you measure your life by what you accomplished, look at what you truly intended. Maybe the thing you thought failed is still alive with Allah. Maybe the dream you could not reach will grow through someone else. Maybe one day, when the records are opened, you will see rewards from intentions you thought were forgotten. A prayer you never completed, a path you never reached, a sacrifice no one understood, a child you raised, a student you helped, a word you planted, a door you tried to open, and you will realize nothing sincere was lost. No intention for Him ever died. People saw what ended. Allah saw what continued. So protect your intention. Renew it. Return it to Allah again and again, because your body will stop one day. Your voice will stop. Your hands will stop. Your work will stop. But a sincere intention can keep walking long after you are gone.
In the end, nothing you do is truly lost. Not the actions you remember, and not the ones you forgot. Because what remains is not what people saw, or what they praised. It is what was hidden, the intention behind it. Two people may live the same life, perform the same actions, but leave with completely different outcomes. Not because of what they did, but because of what they carried inside. And maybe that is the quiet truth. You are not measured by what is visible. You are measured by what is sincere. So even when nothing seems to come from it, even when no one notices, nothing is wasted. Because what is done with intention always remains.